So, thanks to the rainfall here in the national capital, pollution levels have come down drastically. When we talk about the PM 2.5 levels, let me just show you the difference that the rainfall overnight in the national capital has made. When we talk about the kind of PM 2.5 levels that we're seeing in the national capital, we have various areas of the national capital where pollution levels have drastically come down. It is at 314 points when we're taking a look at the CPCB figures from 421 points yesterday. So the overall picture is now in the very poor category. Let's take into account the various areas of the national capital and how pollution levels have come down. Of course, rainfall has made a huge impact. It is going to continue raining over the next hour or so here in the national capital, but from there on, the weather is going to start to improve. But basically, the pollutants have settled down. As far as the forecast goes, what we can expect over the next 2 to 3 days, especially on Diwali and even the day after, according to SkyMet, a private forecaster has gone on to say that it's going to get very windy. So far, the winds were very, very calm, which is why pollutants remained suspended in the air for a much longer period. Now, what we really do need is the winds to pick up speed, the winds to change direction, and that is what is expected from tomorrow. So, northwesterly winds are going to come in, which basically means that they are going to take away pollutants out of Delhi, and they are going to be much faster in speed, which is why the pollutants will not remain suspended in the air for a longer duration. Quick dispersion when it comes to pollution levels, even on the day of Diwali. So, from what SkyMet is telling us, is that the situation as far as this Diwali is concerned could be better than previous Diwalis in the recent past, and that is because of the weather conditions. Now, weather plays a key role. Of course, what really plays also an important role is the way people are responsible for the way they handle the situation as far as Diwali is concerned, the way they celebrate Diwali. Let's make it a very clean and safe Diwali, safe for our lungs, safe for our loved ones, and try and keep it easy for people to breathe easy, especially the elderly and the children who are the most vulnerable. When we talk about the pollution counts and how it impacts our lungs, how it impacts our heart, and especially the ones who are already suffering from an ailment, those people, it's very hard and very tough for them. So we, as citizens of Delhi, need to be very, very careful, very, very, we need to be responsible when it comes to the other people around and not burst crackers. That's what the Supreme Court has also asked and urged the people not to burst crackers. The Supreme Court today has come down heavy and in very strong words has gone on to say that we need to stop farm fires. We need to make the air better. And for that, we need, the onus lies on the center as well as Punjab government in order to bring down pollution levels. They have gone on to say how farmers need to be responsible as they are part of the society, and how we also need to be responsible towards their needs. But that doesn't mean that that results in people dying due to pollution. So, strong words being worded by the Supreme Court. Do remember the Supreme Court is also weighing in on the solution for pollution. So when we have those pollution solutions that have been suggested by the Delhi government, especially Gopal Rai, who has been talking about cloud seeding. Cloud seeding is the artificial way of bringing in rain into a certain area. This is something that is going to be tried on the 20th or the 21st of November, is what Gopal Rai, Delhi's environment minister, had been speaking about this since September, saying that in winter, in order to tackle the pollution problem, they would in fact resort to artificial rain. Now that we have pollution here, as is an issue that started way before time as far as Diwali season is concerned. So, in the last 7 days, we've seen pollution levels in the severe category, which basically means that it has crossed the 400 mark. It's only today that we're breathing easy. Even today, the pollution levels are in the very poor category, which basically means that it's not good. But when we talk about PM 2.5 levels in certain areas of the national capital, from about 6, 7 in the morning, we saw a drastic improvement from 400, 500 points. The PM 2.5 levels were down drastically to about 35, 45 points. When we talk about PM 2.5 levels and WHO's safe limit as far as PM 2.5 levels are concerned, that only comes in at 15. That is the permissible limit. That is the safe limit according to WHO in an average span of about 24 hours. So here we're talking about pollution levels, even when it's 35, 45 or 55, say at about 6, 7 in the morning, that's still way above what WHO considers safe. So we have weather conditions which are favorable over the next 3 to 4 days until about the 14th of November, is what the forecast says. But when we talk about other solutions, what about post Diwali? or even formula is something that is being suggested. The Supreme Court had earlier said that those are mere optics; they don't work as far as the or even formula is concerned. It has been implemented three times before. This would be the fourth time if and if the plans go ahead, if that approval is out there as far as the odd even formula is concerned. So from the 13th to the 20th of this month in the national capital, other suggestions that are being made is regarding the taxi services. App based taxis will not be allowed to enter Delhi if they are from other states. That is a suggestion that is being made. Artificial rain, like I suggested, was a suggestion that was made by Gopal Rai, and the Delhi government has now taken the onus on themselves. They are saying that they will fund the entire trial when it comes to artificial rain, something that needs to be retorted to, something that countries abroad have used, whether it's in Russia, whether it's the United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates has brought in rain. The Supreme Court today spoke about the water table that's going down in Punjab, and they are very, very serious about the situation there. They're saying that it can't become turn into a desert-like situation as far as the state is concerned, which is why they need a phased out slowing down of the paddy crop. They say that that needs to go, and which is why the Punjab government is coming down. The Supreme Court is coming down heavy on the Punjab government, saying that there need to be long-term measures that need to be put into place. They've asked for those long-term measures, asked what are those long-term measures that you are going to adopt in order to phase out paddy crop, in order to improve the water table in the state of Punjab. So many problems in Delhi and the areas around. Of course, the Supreme Court has come down very heavy on the Punjab government, asking them to stop farm fires. Of course, also to ensure that there are no paddy, there are no residues that need to be burnt. Those farm fires need to be stopped, and a solution needs to be brought out. They're saying, of course, there are measures in place. There are forecasts. You can identify and pinpoint exactly where a farm fire is when it comes to technology now, which is very advanced. You have forecasts which tells you how the situation is going to be in terms of weather. So with all this technology that we have in hand right now, in order to tackle the pollution problem, it should not be that we have a problem at hand, that we breathe that toxic air for 7 days and then we decide, oh, what are the measures that can be brought about? And then also the onus lies from, and the buck is passed from one person to the other, from one government to the other. The fact that we can tackle this problem like we've seen in the last 24 hours, the improvement rain has brought in overnight in 12 hours, we've seen such a drastic improvement. So of course rain is a solution. Artificial rain, will it help? Are there any side effects to that? All that needs to be taken into consideration. Approvals needed. Of course, the cost is very, very high. For now, the Delhi government is saying that they will bear the cost of it because of the trial run, which might take place on the 20th or the 21st of November. But what about going forward? Because this is just the beginning of the pollution season. This pollution season is going to last through the winter months, and it's a perennial problem when it comes to the Delhi NCR region. And we're seeing it's not just a North India problem; it's a pan India problem. We've seen Mumbai just yesterday; the pollution levels there reached very poor. The situation's not looking good. Of course, those hazy skies, the smog. Today also the situation, it's cloudy, which is why again it looks like it's foggy or smoggy yet again. But improvement will be seen from tomorrow. At least we are hoping, like the Supreme Court said, that it's the gods that have taken pity. They're the ones who have sort of intervened, and they're the ones who brought in some sort of helper to the people of the Delhi NCR region, and it's not the government. So they've also gone on to say sometimes it'll rain, sometimes it'll be windy, but those are not solutions. You can't just wait for it to rain. You can't wait for 7 days for some sort of intervention to take place. In terms of the weather conditions, you have to have solutions in place for such situations. Now, if the weather remains in favor, if the pollution levels don't cross the severe mark over the next 2 to 3 days, we don't know if the odd even formula will be implemented. According to experts, odd even formula doesn't even work. So it's something that hasn't worked in the past. We do know that it has been implemented three times before. We do know that it hasn't been implemented since 2019. This is the first time that it will be implemented since 2019 if the plans go ahead, if the government decides, if the Supreme Court gives its nod as far as the odd even formula is concerned. So overall, the picture for now is looking good. From what we are hearing, this Diwali could be a little better in comparison. But urging people, whether it's green crackers or it's the regular crackers, try not to burn any crackers. We already are battling enough. We already have a lot of smog. We've faced a lot of smog in the last 7 days. A lot of it that we'll be facing in the months ahead. A lot of suggestions are welcome, and we want to ask our citizens of the national capital and adjoining areas, what is it that you think that could help bring down the pollution problem? What is it on our end that we can do? Do we need to make our homes more green? What about a green wall? Will that bring about the needed respite from pollution? How much does an air purifier help? The minute you come out of that room where an air purifier is, how does it impact your lungs? How important is it to have an air purifier? Does it really work? When it comes to sprinklers, water sprinklers, when it comes to anti-smog guns, experts say that those are very short-term measures and they don't really count. So, what are the long-term measures that you feel as a citizen of this city or this country, in fact, that the government needs to adopt in order to make that pollution problem, which is now spreading to most states of the country, to send us your feedback as to what is it that we can do in order to help.